Hey everybody, Jay here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, it's a 30-degree day. It's in the third week in January. We're out here on, if you're just joining us, we found a little bit of a ice skating rink here on the Homestead here. But I just wanted to take this video just to talk about how cutting down trees made me care about the environment. So that's what we're going to discuss today. So today it's just going to be a little bit of talking, not much action. So if you want to hear my little 5-minute speech about how cutting down trees made me actually care about the environment, then please stick around. So let's get right into it. Growing up, I grew up in the southern part of New Hampshire. We didn't own it, but we lived next to, I think it was 2 square miles of woods and trails, and it was absolutely insane. We had dirt bike trails, we had hiking trails. It was incredible. You could just go out there. We knew every trail. Me and my neighbor, we're close in age. We grew up, best friends growing up, still talk to this day. But and then one day they came through and they put I think it was a 600 home development in, just those cookie cutter homes. They just came through and they just bulldozed it. They took away our trails that we didn't really own, but they were to me and my neighbor, they were our trails. We maintained them, we rode them, we hiked them, we knew everything about them. So from that point on, I hated forestry. I hated seeing logging trucks. I hated seeing excavators, fella bunchers. When I saw, chainsaws, because I was young. I was about 13 when we lost our trail system. So I was 12, 13 years old. That's when we lost our trail system. But I hated it. I hated forestry. I hated seeing logging trucks, fella bunchers. I couldn't stand it. But I was young, and I was, I guess, emotional with the subject. And then growing up now, fast forward, so many years later on the homestead here, we heat with wood. For all you just joining us, we have the outdoor wood furnace. And I'm like, okay, so here's one unit that takes wood, burns it, heats up 300 gallons of water that is pumped underground into the house that's circulated for the hot water tank and all the heating zones. I was like, that's fascinating. And then I did some research into forestry, into cutting down trees, into stewardship forestry, and I was just like, wow, trees is a crop just like anything. I was like, forests need maintenance, especially on my property here. I'm standing out here, I'm sitting out here in the on our ice skating rink here, and if you just look, there is vegetation, there is overgrowth everywhere. It's literally just sucking the life out of the trees, and I'm sure I can, in future videos, you'll see it because it's one of my big projects. But I want to go through and I want to maintain our 18 acres of land here. But the purpose of this video is just, if you don't know something, say no. That's what I was told. That's what I was taught in high school. If you don't know something, if you don't know things about a subject, just say no. I can't talk about that because I don't know. I have done hours, probably days of research as far as species of wood, what grows best where, how to replant forests, how to harvest firewood, which trees are good for timber, which trees are good for firewood, which trees are good for habitats, for bugs and beetles. There's these things called habitat snags that are great for bugs and beetles, and having a habitat snag in certain sections of your land actually promotes good forest growth. I've done my research on regeneration. It is so fascinating when you actually do your homework and you realize that the forest is just like your lawn, just like your garden, just like anything. You have to take care of it. You have to maintain it. Look at California. I could be wrong, but from what I read, the reason why a lot of sections in California burned was due to improper forestry management. California rejected the idea of logging companies going in and selectively harvesting timber, which would add in log-in roads, which would create what's called a fire break, so the fire had no fuel to spread. It's amazing when you actually do the research. And look at Australia. God bless all those first responders, firefighters, and people and families affected, and the animals. Look at how destructive fires can be in the forest if you have a forest that's not maintained. So all this kind of comes back to me and my land. I want to be a shepherd of my land, and I encourage you to do the same thing. If you're looking to buy a property that's kind of off the beaten path, build a trail system through there. Do your research on firewood. Harvest some firewood if you can. It sells for decent money depending on the stands you have. Thin out the forest. Like I said, build trails. and just get outside. I'm sitting outside on a ice skating rink that my kids will grow up skating on every winter, and I just discovered this last video. So I'm just blessed. It's just amazing when you actually do a few hours of research into logging and forestry and trail maintenance and selectively cutting and firewood harvest. It's amazing. If you have one tree in your yard and you cut it down, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking acres of forest. I'm talking land. We have 18 acres of land. There's 20 or so acres next to us that's conservative conservation land that won't be developed. So I plan on making trails through there. But anyways, I just wanted to sit and talk. It's a beautiful day. I just want to talk about forestry. Let me know what your thoughts are. This is kind of just like a talking vlog video. Just kind of sitting down, relaxing. I was just skating for the last hour, so I just kind of wanted to talk about how firewood, cutting down trees made me care about the environment. I know I'm going past the 5-minute mark, but caring about the environment, heating with wood, also makes me think about food. Where does my food come from? Water. We have a reverse osmosis system in our house. So there's like 7 or 8 different filters, GAC, SAC, lead, sediment, and a bunch of other stuff. So we take our water from our land, run it through those dozen filters, we'll call it, and that's the water I drink. I use no plastic water bottles because plastic water bottles are literally the worst thing for the planet. We burn no oil here on the homestead. We burn with renewable firewood. I drink no plastic water bottles. I'm trying to have a garden. I'm trying to have livestock. I'm trying to be more independent. But to wrap it up, do your homework on homesteading. We are just in the beginning chapters of what's going on here. And I just wanted to kind of sit and talk. Hopefully you spent the 7 minutes of your time to sit here and listen. Please let me know if you think the same way. It just, there's so much that goes into it. We are just getting started. I'm at 115, 16 episodes, and I could think of probably 100 different things I could video. So I'm glad to have you guys along for the journey. I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the support for the comments. Thank you so much for always leaving comments, hitting that thumbs up, and I'm just very blessed. I thank God every day for the life I have. And we will see you on the next video. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and talk soon.